more than a year ago, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I know that if you don't have the disease yourself, you probably wouldn't know that much about it unless you were like a doctor or knew someone who had it, but sometimes it just kind of irks me about like the stereotypes, or like myths about diabetes. I actually seriously thought of being an educator because I think that'd be really interesting, and at the same time I just think it'd be fun to, you know, like educate people about what they have, what they're supposed to do about it, and I'd feel very helpful.
Hey, you know Tia, right?
Yeah, from Road Warriors.
Yeah, we know this lady. She's had type 1 diabetes for like 57 years.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys should get together and talk. And,
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you got it. I just wanted to see. That's what we do.
I'm just kind of wondering if you foresee like your health issues like getting in the way of you doing what you love in the future.
It's like having a baby. It is. It's like heaven, and it's my body. It's a baby body. I'm sure we all know how to make it in the good-legged, good-bodied, good gut, good pancreas world, because we're not there.
When people see somebody like me or Sammy, they just think that we're young and healthy, and if we say anything else, it's like an excuse, you know? They don't expect us to have any trouble with anything, and if we do, I mean, I feel like there's lots of assumptions based on that alone, because I'm pretty young. I'm only 21. I have arthritis.
Wow.
And I have IBS, and I have fibromyalgia. Even though people can't like see anything's going on,
yeah,
I always feel like I have to explain, you know, why I will have a hard time getting around, or I'll be late, you know.
I hate these invisible disabilities or disorders or troubles.
Sometimes people oversimplify and they think they have the solution for you.
Don't they?
If you just tried harder, lose weight, eat more vegetables, take Pilates, focus positive energy, if you could manifest yourself better. And I've heard these things, and it's almost feels like a slap in the face. It feels like they're saying that if I just wanted to be better, if I just tried harder, I wouldn't have these problems. And I haven't figured out a really good way to deal with it, except for to, you know, politely thank them and go on with my day and try and get away.
If they're really curious, I think I'm totally fine if they, like, you know, just ask me a question.
You know, diabetic police, please.
Yeah, just like ask me politely. So I think that's probably the best way. It's kind of like another step in, like, you know, debunking all those assumptions and everything.
One of my sensitivities that I've gained by being a diabetic is that my brain is like my pride and joy. What have I got but a brain that I enjoy living with, enriching and stuff like that.
I was born with brain damage.
Oh no.
I was put in a wheelchair when I was about 5 years old. I was able to get up and walk around for a while, and then that slowly started to go away. You know, like I did a lot more than I should have for a long time, and I think that's ultimately what caused me a lot of problems. You know, because I was really seeking this kind of normality. I grew up on pharmaceuticals. So I was like 8 years old, maxing out my morphine in the hospital. I wanted to feel better, so I get older and got into a whole bunch of drugs. Like I started taking all that anger out on myself, drinking all the time, you know, and I realized, you know, later in life, I was just like, man, I'm really not dealing with this shit.
Two strategies come to mind: anger and revenge, or pathos, collapse, and cry.
I've done all those.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would just get like really fed up, and I'll just like, like cut off like a giant piece of cake or whatever and just be like, I don't fucking care.
I'm with you. I'm so with you.
I would just have these days where I would just be full of self-pity and just completely give up on myself and like, all right, I'm gonna have to be on painkillers, fine. I'm gonna stay in bed all day and do absolutely nothing. I don't want to talk to anybody. Nothing's gonna happen. I'm just gonna stop living life for the next 3 days, and I would. And then there were times when I was so out to prove, like, my boyfriend that I can be just as good as any other girl and not lazy and not anything like that. And I think that's kind of like taking it out on yourself too, you know?
I agree. Good diagnosis.
I've gotten to the point where I can find a way to do pretty much anything. I've hitchhiked across the country in one of these, you know. At the same time, like, I do definitely feel myself, like, trying to stuff things back. Like if I'm in pain, I don't really talk about it. These days, because of the problems that I had previously, I don't like to take pharmaceuticals.
With me, like test strips and like, you know, like the syringes and like insulin is like really expensive and stuff. So like we were really hoping that, you know, I could get accepted into Oregon Health Plan and everything.
I can't even get OHP because I'm 21 and not pregnant. And so I haven't been on, I used to be on 5 medications the last time I had a job, and I don't take any medicine now at all. I just have to deal with whatever happens to me. If my joints are deteriorating, I guess that's my problem, is basically what I've been told.
Yeah, pretty much.
And getting sick is my problem. Everything, all these things that are happening that I can't control, it's my problem now, so.
You guys ever think about why me?
Oh yeah, I did that for a long time. If things had just lined up a little bit differently, it could have been a lot worse. If things had lined up a little bit differently for me, I would have been a vegetable. You know, I wouldn't be sitting here talking right now.
I think to myself, hey, I may have a chronic illness, but at least I don't have like a terminal illness or something. So I try to look on the bright side.
That's what I try to tell myself, that I can handle it, that I have these problems because I am better equipped emotionally or mentally or in some way to handle it, to cope, and to be strong.
If I was wandering around still bitter about my situation,
Yeah.
I would have a lot more problems than the fact that I'm sitting in a wheelchair. You know? Like, you gotta kind of take what you got, make the best of it.
Yeah!
Oh, that was fun, you guys.
It was really fun.
So I was curious, I wanted to ask you, I'm assuming you saw Jerry Garcia at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? How was it?
Smoky, hazy.